Hi, I'm Frankie Fernandez. I'm a certified financial planner and also a certified marriage coach. My mission is to help young families to reach their financial goals, to build their wealth, and also to build their marriage, their relationship, because I believe both are important. And in this session, I'm going to talk about financial goals. Financial goals are extremely important for every family. Many families do not have, and that is where is the main problem. So planning your financial goals, it is of utmost importance. It is not optional, it is mandatory for every family. I remember when I was first introduced to this, I went through a little unsettling time because it was very difficult for me to accept that I had not planned my finances. So I do not want you to go through that same cycle. I want you to plan your finances as early as possible, right? So in today's session, I'll take you through uh, a little bit of PowerPoint presentation and also hands-on exercises on Excel, which will help you to plan all your financial goals, enter those numbers, and then you will know how much you need to save from today. It's a very important part of your life. Do not ignore, do not neglect. Listen to this video with a sense of responsibility and commitment to follow it. Are you with me? Let's go. Yeah, a family's financial goals planning. Now, these are life stages of a typical family, and we need financial goals for all these. For example, buying a car. It's a financial goal. Sometime in the future, you want to buy a car. Buying a house, that's a goal. Children's higher studies, maybe going for a foreign vacation, children's wedding. Maybe you want to do a philanthropy, build a school or a hospital. And of course, retirement, which you have already seen in the other video. So if you have not watched the video on retirement, I urge you to watch that video on retirement. Now, these are all goals that we have. We have mentally somewhere here in our head that these are our goals and we have to one day achieve them. Whether we like it or not, we end up with a wedding, we end up with higher studies. If you have money, probably we'll go for a vacation, buying a house, a car. These are all become a part of our life. Most have them, so we also need them, we feel. Only problem comes that we do not write them down as goals and we do not plan them. And this video, I'm going to share with you how to plan your goals. It is so important. Right? Most don't know how much is required for each goal and how much to save now to reach that goal. It's like going to the moon. You want to go to the moon, but you do not know the distance from your home to the moon. Right? And so you don't know how much fuel is required in your rocket to reach there. Many of them have a rocket, they fill the fuel, it goes up and it drops down because you did not have that goal, you did not know. And in this session, you will learn this. Now, let's look at these typical goals and what are their values today. For example, you want to buy a house, could be somewhere between 50 lakhs to a crore. You want to buy a car, which is 10 to 15 lakhs. Children's education, ranging from 15 to 50 lakhs for 4 years degree. We are not talking about post-graduation here. Of course, you also can add post-graduation. Now, children's wedding. Today's values, it could be 15 to 30 or even more. And of course, we talked about retirement. So these are the values today. And there are a number of years from today when you will be needing them. Now, what do you do? How do you know that this 15 lakhs will remain 15 lakhs? Obviously, it will not be 15 lakhs after 10 or 15 years because of inflation, right? We all know inflation is rising costs. Same with the wedding. Today, you think it is 15 or 30 lakhs, but 15, 20 years later, when your children have grown up, their marriageable age, it could be in crores. And the problem comes, number one, you don't know what it will be in the future. You don't know how to calculate it. And today I'm going to show you that. Second, you don't know how to reach there. How much should you save today? You may be thinking 10,000 is enough, but is 10,000 enough? No. We'll see that now. Take an example. Children's higher studies. Today it is estimated to be 15 lakhs in 2024. Now, if you have a child who is 2 years old and probably by 18 years, he or she will be doing a higher studies. And if you consider inflation of around 10%, right? Inflation for studies is not typical 5 or 6%. Fees rise every year by 8 to 10%, and we all know that. So I've just put a very conservative number around 10%. So in 2040, right? 2040, 16 years later, the same education which costs 15 lakhs today will cost 70 lakhs. Now, did you know this? You don't know. Now, how to reach this? To reach this financial goal, a family needs to save 12,000 every month and should be invested at 12%, typically into an equity fund or stocks, which will give you roughly 12 to 15%. For 16 years to reach a goal of 70 lakhs. Now, this is the missing number. We don't know. And a lot of us are depending on fixed deposits, for example. To gain this or to achieve 70 lakhs in 16 years, if you were to invest in an FD, it would mean 22,000 per month, which is much higher. You need to shell out 10,000 rupees more. Right? So this is a very important number. And now what we will do is we'll use the Excel, and you can download this Excel from the comments below, or a link will be given there below the video. Download it and use it. So let's get into the Excel sheet now. Right. So this is the sheet. If you remember, when I had done the retirement planning, we had this calculator, right? So now we'll use the same sheet, which has also the budget, and we'll now use the financial goals calculator. We have a new car purchase, children's higher studies, and children's wedding. These are pre-populated. You can copy as many times as you want. Just do a copy paste here, copy and paste here, and you can add it here. So this will give you another financial goal. So these are all the financial goals. Now, this is a short-term financial goal, buying a car, that is in the next 2 years. So let's put these numbers here. Rate of return, we're just putting it as 6% here because in the next 1 or 2 years, you can't invest into an equity or a 12%. So I'm just putting it 6%. And let's put here inflation is 7%. And funds required number of years from today. So in the next 2 years, let's assume you want to buy a car. What is the value of today? What is the value today for the car? Let's take it 10 lakhs. Right? So because of this inflation, it will roughly become 11.5 lakhs. Now, to reach 11.5 lakhs at 6% returns, you need to save 45,000 approximately. Right? And these, remember, only enter numbers in the green, right? Let me make this also green, right? These are the only 2 numbers where you will enter. The rest of it is usually won't change. Our inflation is right now 6, but I'm just adding, to be conservative, just adding 1% more, right? So 10 lakhs. So what if it's a 5 lakh car? Right? It will be 5,72,000 and you need to save 22,000. It depends on your own budget. If you have a budget of 25,000, probably you can go for a car of around 6 lakhs. So these are completely up to you. You can decide the numbers. Now let's talk about the children's higher studies. Now, assuming you have a child who's 14 years and in the next 4 years, he or she will have to be sent for higher studies. So let's keep here rate of return I've kept it 9%, assuming that you may invest into a hybrid fund. I'll talk about hybrid fund and all the other different funds in a separate video, but let's assume here you're going to invest in a fund which is giving you 9% returns. Inflation, as we just talked about, children's higher studies, the inflation could be 10%. Now, 4 years. Now, today, how much do you think it costs for the 4 years of education? Let's assume it is 20 lakhs. After 4 years, it'll cost you 30 lakhs. And to reach these 30 lakhs, you have to invest 50,000 per month in an instrument which will give you 9% roughly, right? So this is the way it looks. And in fact, if you think that it's 50 lakhs, sorry, right? So in the next 4 years, it will be 73 lakhs, right? So this is the way it look, and you need to save today, from today, 1,26,320, right? Now let's take the last example of children's wedding, right? So here since it is more than 5 years, and probably you have a son or a daughter who is 10 years old, and you think he or she will get married at 25. So 15 more years, right? So we'll keep inflation as 10%, rate of return as 12%. This is green. So today's value, let's take maybe 20 lakhs. So in the next 15 years, this 20 lakhs will become roughly 85 lakhs. And how much you need to save? Not much. Actually, 16,000 per month. So if you plan this well, you can actually be able to spend whatever you like. Maybe you won't spend 10 lakhs, or maybe you won't spend 20 lakhs. You think you don't want to spend more than 10 lakhs, right? So it'll be roughly 42 lakhs and approximately 8,000 you need to save per month, right? So you can add for both your children. Same thing, you can just copy and paste. For your children's higher studies, if you've got 2 or 3 children, you can copy and paste this as many number of times. And then finally, you can add up all that, right? All the financial goals, right? So, new car purchase, you need per month to save 26,000. Children's higher studies, you need to save $1,26,000. Now for your children's wedding, you need to save 8,200. So you can keep adding these, and finally you get a total, right? You can total this up, right? For some of you, these numbers may seem unreasonable, so it's up to you. What are your goals? How much you can afford? What is your budget? And based on that, you can add your numbers. And whatever numbers you add, for example, instead of 50 lakhs, I make it 15 lakhs, the numbers will change, right? So it's up to you what you want to do. So remember, most people are in debt or they have loans because they did not have financial goals. So they never saved enough and lacked funds at the right time, right? Or they invested in wrong investment products which could not beat inflation, like an FD. FD will give you 6% returns and inflation is 7%. It doesn't beat the inflation. And so you end up with less money. I'm going to talk about inflation and investment products and mutual funds and all that in a separate video. So this is primarily for calculating your own financial goals. I hope you like this video. If you have liked this video, give a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, because I'm going to post many more videos in the coming days. I'm going to help you. If you're a young family, I'm going to help you right in the beginning of your marriage to build your wealth and to build your marriage both together. And I will also talk about how to do this together, right? So thank you for being a part of this session. Hope to see you soon. Bye.